Assalamu alaikum. Hello everyone. First of all, thanks to my teachers and thanks to my group members. Today, I will talk about the Tech Fund in corporate case studies. My part is introductions and background. So, introductions. Tech Fund is a global company that works that artificial intelligence, AI, and big data analysis. It serves industries like healthcare, finance, and retail. Recently, the company launched a new product called Data Plus. This is an AI advertising platform that studies how people behave on the internet. Data Plus made good business, but it also caused some serious problem. uh, privacy issues means it collect personal data like health and financial details from other website without clean permissions. This breaks privacy laws such as GDPR and CCPA. Bias issues: the system is not always fair. It shows more ads in unvaluable groups, which can lead of discriminations. Legal issues: the company work in 50 countries. Every country has different data rules, so it is very hard to follow all of them. On top of this, with white whistleblower said that Tech Fund broke privacy rules on purpose and even sold users data of political firms. This started government investigations. Is still shareholder going to expand the products because Data Plus brings high revenue. This case shows this main challenge for technology companies: balancing innovations with ethics, laws, and public trust. In our analysis, we will use ethical theories, check the legal risks, and suggest statistics help and fund challenge these problems, opportunities for long-term growth. Finished my part. Thank.
Hello everyone, my name is Amrit Shekhar Ahmed. Hope all are spend a good day. Today I present mm, about our ethical analysis part of TechFront. Firstly, I am talking about this total analysis part, a short, a little summary. Data files, technological achievement versus ethical controversy. Firstly, secondly, dilemmas across privacy, fairness, accountability, profit, social responsibility, and lastly, this analysis part include evaluated using multiple ethical frameworks and decisions models. So now we're talking about our next slide. The ethical dilemmas issue and research impact. What types of issue, what types of impact? Issue: four steps: privacy, algorithmic bias, whistleblowing, profit, and responsibility. This four that four point the four things is issue: privacy, algorithm bias, whistleblowing, profit, and responsibility. Privacy: ethical concern about privacy, autonomy, and rights violation. And primary effect also loss of trust, legal exposure. Second issue: algorithmic bias. About algorithm bias, ethical concern is unfair discrimination. And also primary impact reinforces inequality. Third issue: whistleblowing. About whistleblowing, ethical concern is integrity and transparency. Governments Primary impact governments, failures and investigations. Last issue, profit and versus responsibility. Ethical concerns that issue about this issue, shareholder privacy over share stakeholders, and also primary impact, reputational risk. I believe that these dilemmas need to be carefully examined through ethical theory to understand the moral legitimacy of TrackFund's action. So now I'm moving on our next slide. Utilitarian assessment. What types of balance including two outcomes? There are left side category, middle side benefits short term, and right side harms societal long term. So I see there are four categories: clients or shareholders, secondly consumers, thirdly society or market, and fourthly net results. So clients and shareholders actually benefited short-term higher conversion and also profits, and long-term outcomes, regulatory fines and also brand risk. Second category, consumers, short-term outcomes, personalized offers. They get some personalized offers, and long-term outcomes, there are two things: privacy loss and also exploitation risk. Third category, society or market, long-term outcomes, innovations, signals, and sorry, short-term outcomes, innovation signals, and uh, long-term outcomes, distrust in AI, inequality, both. And last one, net results, short-term outcomes, limited and also short-lived gains, and long-term outcomes about net results, harms outweigh benefits, net negative. As far as my humble perspective, I think the balance of result is negative. On the one hand, shareholders and clients benefit in the short term. On the other hand, the larger downsides to consumers, society, and the long-term sustainability of the company outweigh these benefits. Overall, DataPulse as currently implemented fails to maximize significant benefits. So now I'm moving on our next slide about deontological view, duties versus violations. Once on the one hand duties and on the other hand violations. Deontological ethics, as described in particular by Immanuel Kant, emphasizes three things rather than consequences. Number one, duty; number two, principles; and number three, respect for response. According to Kant's explicit instructions, people should never be treated as mere means to an end, but always as ends in themselves. Violation of consents. What about violation of consents? Respect autonomy. Now I'm talking about this one. Collecting personal information without consent, violates the duty to respect individual autonomy. If there is a benefit to be gained from doing so, then the lack of consent or permission makes the act morally unacceptable. Honesty and transparency, two specific aspects of the moral duty of honesty. Here are the failure to maintain confidentially and the secret sale of information. Corporate fraud undermines the integrity of organizational practices to the greatest extent possible. Fairness in behavior. Algorithmic bias is revealed by the failure of the universality test. If just discriminatory practices were to be universally applied, society would eventually normalize systemic injustice. In my humble opinion about deontological view, I believe checkpoints practices are fundamentally unethical. No matter how profitable Datafalls becomes, the company will eventually lose its duty of honor, integrity, and fairness. There are non-negotiable moral imperatives. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Iftikhar, for your good contribution. Virtue profile, organization character groups. Virtue ethics asks who we are when no one is watching. For teach from the key virtues are transparency, integrity, fairness, responsibility, and humanity. The chart contrasts the ideal with today reality, and the graphs explain many issues. Low transparency weakens consent and adaptability. Weak integrity invites shortcuts like undisclosed data sharing. Limit fairness or normalize basis models. Thin responsibility treats incident as peer instead and learning. Low humanity means ignoring feedback from users, regulators, and engineers. The goal is not blame, it is to make virtue measurable. Tie each virtue to KPI and leadership goals and the values how up in daily decisions and the trust you move up. Then five groups full on the teach front: consumers, client, shareholder, employees, and regulators or society. Consumers want privacy and control. Clients want performance. Shareholder want growth. Employee want to shape ethic culture. Regulators want complaints and accountability. Tension rise when personalization outruns consent or quarterly goals outrun governance. We balance value with three operating principles: consent fast for data, fairness fast is model with pre-launch and schedule edits, accountability fast in the operations with independence, oversight, and transparent reporting. Do this well, and clients get result from the trusted platform. Regulation see a partner, employee feel protected, and consumer is stay loyal. Next, then justice and fairness. Russian check. We test the platform with three fairness questions: distribution justice asks its benefits and burdens are fairly to the profit accord to the firm while privacy risks fall on user, which is not fair. Procedural justice asks if rules are clear and people have to real say. If consent is the bread and apple bits are missing, the process is unfair. The different principle says outcome must not harm the least advantages. If targeting or model based hit vulnerable groups hardest, we feel we feel fixed follow real opt-in and data minimization, plain language, notice, and explainability. User readers with service levels and the mandates beats with rule black if harm appears. Paid to ethical improvement, actionable roadmap. Execution turns value into routines. Privacy by design within 6 months. Consent follow minimization and retention controls. Algorithms-based audits before launch and quarterly with the threshold and the rollback plans. Whistleblowers and the potential now confidential channels. No relation, independence in investigation. A stockholder governance board that meets quarterly and publishes summaries. Ethical leadership training 2 weeks a year with real scanners. Assign owners for the each items and track KPI like consent, competition, data risk, score fairness, metrics, insight, response time, and climate survey result. These cards finds and the crisis. Speech approval, astuteness, attention, and world double consumer trust will the company growth. Thank you everyone, and I moved on Shobut Sarkar.
My name is Shobhit Sarkar. My presentation topic is legal assessment of TrackFront AI. Now I start my presentation. Artificial intelligence AI system don't know directly collect personal data on their own. Instead, they use data that come from different sources. Common ways personal data is collected for AI included. Key legal risks, data privacy and protection. Collecting sensitive personal data without consent violates laws like GDPR and CCPA. Risks. Risks heavy fines and loss of user trust. Algorithmic bias and discrimination. AI may AI may produce unfair or discriminatory outcomes and housing job credits. Risks, lawsuits, regulatory plaintiffs, reputational damage, cross-border and conflicts. Different countries have conflicting rules. GDPR US disclosure laws, data localization, risks, service disruption, and high compliance cost, corporate governance, and transparency, weak oversight, and unclear communication reduce accountability, risks investor disturb, regulatory scrutiny, reputational harm. Now, data localization. Some countries, China, India, Russia, that personal data of citizens must be remain stored within their national borders. This limit checkpoint ability to use centralized port system. Cross-border transfers. The EU's GDPR restricted sending personal data outside the EU unless safeguards are in the place. Thank you everyone. Thank you very much.
My name is Shak Faraji. Welcome to my presentation. My presentation topics is strategic business recommendation. Balancing probability, ethics, and sustainability. Source ethical AI governance framework. Probability and ethics. Adopt responsibility innovation model. The product development cycle should include ethical risk assessment according to Trustfront. Prior to beginning release onto the market, all new AI or data driven service. The data is and processed. Develop ethics, data monetization, participate. Trustfront can move beyond constant based data monetization in place of data sales at. For instance, monetization is possible with corresponding reputation a long-term strategic assist. Although short-term probability is frequency given priority, a shareholder and brand equity have a significant impact on long-term market performance. Trustfund may draw in a new clients. Next, governance and compliance. Establish independent ethics committee. An external ethics board corresponding professional from academic, the legal profession, and civil society should be ethics by task force. The implements of AI data using guidelines and possible of interested should all be by the group. Global complements standards. Global compliance standards, homogeneous compliance products and necessary when operating access the task front instead of traveling from bar complements task front should implement the most strategic international rules. Transcript will and mechanize. Task front should set up your internal reporting channels of right of the affair. Stakeholder and ethics model. Stakeholder theory balance interested. The global of farmer stakeholder theory is to balance the interests of all participants innovated, not just share stakeholder. In terms of transform the implements customer transcript and privacy monetization worker and ethical and philosophical structure culture. Long term vision and engagement. Ethics and corresponding advantage. So business the activity including ethical frameworks will be more complement and the work answer of AI ethics encourage the posting of platform as a AI solution. Trust fund may set itself from comparative innovate in moral diamond, building culture of ethics, training and reward. Trust fund should see compliments and a innovation rather than a handling. Putting money into privacy, technology, ethical privacy, etc., ethics, data, and communication. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Shock Farazi. Stakeholder impact communication in this front end. Stakeholder concerns privacy, fairness, transparency, sustainability. Privacy, unauthorized sensitive data collection, fairness, algorithm and base discrimination, transparency, lack of clearance, concern and mechanisms, sustainability, long-term compliance and reputation, communication strategies. Communication strategies, transparency, publish clear privacy-based policy, consent mechanisms, opt-in dashboard for users, stakeholder reports, regular ESG compliance updates, and dialogue platform. Impact and innovation shareholders. Legal scandals, market volatility, strong compliance, competitive advantage, transparency and ethics. Boost long-term investor confidence, governance failure, reputational and financial losers. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm back to again, and I'm describe. Everyone, I'm Mehdi Hassan from King's University for MBA program. So thanks to my partner, describe his lessons. Now I am continue my lesson in calculations and long-term visions. Now I started. Um, Tech Fund's AI platform Data Plus is very powerful. It helps the company makes big profit by showing very targeted ad. But at the same time, it also created big problem. First, I collect personal data with asking using properly. Second, the system shows algorithm bias, which means some group of people are treated unfairly. Third, the company means faces many legal risks under international laws and GDPR and Europe and CCPA in a United States. When a whistleblower explored the secret rules of user data, trust was lost. And the company face government investigations. So we main issues of clear. Tech firm must balance between profit today and trust tomorrow. Long-term visions. Long-term visions means for the long-term, the tech fund must focus on building an ethical and sustainable futures. First, strong data privacy. The company should follow strict global privacy rules. It makes design AI with privacy by design, and always ask for user consent. Second, fair and responsible AI. Tech funds should check its AI models regularly to reduce bias. An independent ethics firm should review the system to make sure it is fair and transparent. Third, global compliance. Instead of solving rules one of one in each country, tech firms should build a single clear global policy, working with local experience with reduce legal risks and avoid heavy fitness. Uh, Font clear communications. Tech funds should share annual ethics and sustainability reports by being open with customers, regulations, and investors. The company can reveal trust. Fifth, sustainable growth. Ethics should not be seen as a cost but as an advantage. It take from markets Data Plus as an ethical and safe AI platform. Customers will trust it more, and investors will support it. In the end, the final message of is simple. Ethics plus innovations equals a strong future. So thanks to everyone. My part is finished. Thank to all.